Hi Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 1st to the 15th, 2022 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, we're going to clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration, and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativities from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what the tarot has to say. And I've been looking into the scrying bowl, while we were using the singing bowl, and I keep on seeing a heart. And it's an upside down heart, and it's a right side up heart. And it keeps on flipping back and forth. And it's almost like your heart doesn't know what direction it wants to go in right now, Gemini. Or you feel like your heart is being pulled in two very different directions, two very different ways forward. So that needs to be acknowledged. The heart definitely within us needs to be acknowledged during this time, Gemini. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Three of Swords. Okay, that would show us why the heart was going in many different directions. We have the King of Cups. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Ten of Swords, and we have Justice. So there's something that we're feeling overwhelmed by. We're being guided by the heart and emotions, and we have to let our emotions out and move forward. But this is also going to be a very logical time for us, a time where we use our mind and we connect with our air sign energy more and more and more. So there's a creativity to us, but there's also a logic to us, and there's a sense of my emotions guiding me, but my emotions can also be what's holding me back at the exact same time. So there's a lot of duality that we're dealing with here. We start with the Three of Swords. Something is breaking our heart. Something that we have given our heart to is overwhelming. It's like, it almost feels like nobody's thinking about our emotions. They're thinking about everything else, but we just feel like forgotten. It's kind of like, oh, you'll always be there, so why do I even have to acknowledge you or think about you, type of thing. So this is going to be a time where we need to acknowledge the hurts and the pains that we have been through, even if others aren't seeing it, even if they're focusing on somebody else. It brings us to a place where we're able to move forward out of heartbreak and pain and disappointment, and we're also able to rise to new heights, to new understandings. We're able to rise within ourselves, but there's something here where we're gathering up everything. It's kind of like I'm protecting myself, I'm protecting my family, I'm protecting what's important to me. And we see that this is a time where there is darkness before the dawn, and we might be really, really scared about what we're stepping into or about how we're moving forward, or, all these questions are coming forward. But there's also the sense of things will calm down and things will be more centered, more just, as I step into this place of emotion, as I step into, not this place of emotion, but as I step into what needs to be done, as I take these steps forward. And it brings us to the King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. There is something here that we're seeing more of. It's almost like we're seeing more of ourselves as we open up the door, as we embrace what it is that we love and what it is that we want. There's a male here that has us, masculine energy, so quote unquote male, because it doesn't have to be, but they're like, you have to rule your heart cannot rule you. And that's going to be something that's very important here, a very important message for us here, Gemini. It's kind of like we can have this tendency during this time to have our heart completely rule us, and we're going to try and get it under control, and we're trying to be so strict with ourselves, but then that's again going to be something else that we need to fight against, something else that we need to overcome. Justice comes in, balance comes in. There can be legal issues that we're looking at here, and we need to have our heart under control as we move forward, because there's something here where we're really scared about it. I'm going to cry. Sorry, Gemini. And it's like, it's just really emotional for us. It's making me tear up. And it's like, how can I move forward? How can I get to where it is that I need to be? This is my heart. This is my soul. This is myself. How am I just? How am I fair? And it's almost like things are taken out of our control, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is going to be a thing that's making us astoundingly strong. It moves us to be so much stronger than we see ourselves. We can actually see ourselves as a very emotional, maybe almost, I don't want to say weak because that's rude, but we can see ourselves almost as weak. It's like we don't think we're that strong. And yet we're going to find that we walk through these fires and that we're so much stronger than we thought we were. We're so much more determined. We're so much more focused. We're so much more driven than we've given ourselves credit for. And that's going to be really important here. It moves us to the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. And that is the Princess of Swords. So that is going into things underdeveloped with, without all the questions being answered. Okay, so Spirit says turn this around. Yeah, okay. So without all the questions being answered, and there's just a sense here of as I'm looking at what I dream of, what I really want, am I opening up the world to me or am I closing it? And how is it that I am moving forward in myself? There's almost a sense of like I'm not taking that risk on me. And Spirit is saying here, we need to take that risk on ourselves, Gemini. We need to open up that door because the world is changing. We are changing and we need to empower it. But there's almost a sense also of like, we don't want that world to open. It's kind of like we want our own little quiet world. So we want to close the door on things. So being aware of that is going to be very important. Stepping into the world is going to be something that's it's almost upsetting for us. It really is. And it's a sense of, what if they don't see? What if they don't see? And it's as if they have blindfolds on and are telling us what the room looks like. And we're like, you don't see it at all. Why are you telling me? So just be aware of that. There's going to be some sort of frustration here. And it can be around justice. It is, because she has that blindfold on. She's not looking at things with her eyes. She's looking at things more intuitively. And yet there is going to be somebody who is coming forward and saying, I'm being just, but they're not seeing anything. It's like, again, they're trying to describe a room with a blindfold on. They don't have any information to really bring forward. So just know that there's going to be a liar here, most definitely. And then we have our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Holistic health. This is a healing. This is the root chakra. This is an embracing the root of ourselves. And this is a healing. This is stepping into our own power. This is embracing us holistically and knowing us on a very deep level. And so this is a time where we might find ourselves stepping out of convention, stepping out of the quote unquote normal way that things are done, and stepping into our power, stepping into ourselves, stepping into what we need and what we see. And this is going to be a time of healing. It's going to be a time of profound healing. It's also going to be an uncomfortable time. It's going to be a time where we're afraid we could lose what we love most, and that our heart could be broken in a way that we hadn't seen coming. And yet we're letting our imagination get away with us. And that's going to be something we need to just kind of reel it in. Let's look at our Goddess Oracle message here. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Okay. This is resolute. Right here. And it says, if you do not resolve to be patient and endure tough times, success may appear to you to be always in the future or in another's power. And that's really what we're looking at here. We're looking at the success of our lives, feeling like it's in another person's power, as if they have the control over everything. And this is a time, Gemini, when we are calling back control, when we are taking back control. And that's going to be a very powerful, very important move for us to be making during this time, but just also in our lives. It's like, no, I'm not letting anybody else take control over me anymore. So let's look at our tarot. Let's go deeper. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Ooh. So we have the Seven of Water, the Seven of Cups. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Moon. We have the Hierophant. And we have the Ten of Water. So I'm seeing us strongly connected with a Pisces and with a Taurus here. And that's leading to a happy family. There is something that we had to battle for. And it's something that we've greatly wished for, greatly love. This can also be a battle that is showing us that we have to look inside and look at a lot of the fears that we have had. And that we are going to use things that have already been set up already. So we're not going to be reinventing the wheel kind of thing. It's going to be that I'm using this power to move us forward, to get to where it is that I want to be, because this is what I dream of. And as I'm embracing my dreams, there's a real sense here of I get to embrace my heart. And this is happiness, joy, and they all live happily ever after. We're so afraid that that happily ever after isn't going to come. And it might be a bit of a battle. We might be tested. I'm getting, again, very emotional here. So this is very emotional for somebody. It doesn't have to be emotional for everybody. But wow, is it coming in as astoundingly emotional for a large group of people. Because I'm seeing there's like more energy. It's just like pulling me forward in it. And it's just here. It's through the looking of our dreams, through the embracing of ourselves. But there's also a person who's very quiet. All right. And then there's a person who's, very loud. So the Pisces energy, very quiet. The moon energy, very quiet. The Taurus energy, loud and determined and forceful. And this is going to be the person who just kind of like charges in and says, no, this is what needs to be done. This is how it needs to be done. And they're looking at all the conflict. They're looking at all the chaos. And they're like, no, this is chaos for the sake of chaos. This is people fighting because, it's almost like they get to be with you if they fight with you, right? They get to be a part of your life if they're fighting with you. And that's the only way they're going to be a part of your life, is if they're engaged in this fight. And they know that once the fight ends, they're not there anymore. So this is going to be something where we kind of need to lean on these people here, even if it's just people who are more introspective, like somebody who is really intuitive, who has this really great instinct. And then this other person who is more kind of, based in the real world type of energy, very, very focused, very understanding, very, very driven. And so we're looking at that energy as we move forward. And we're looking at a lot of what we dream of, a lot of what we've been dreaming for. But there's also a lot of choices that are coming forward. And it's kind of like, don't take the first things offered to you. So there's something here with the battle. It's like it goes back and forth, and people are like, well, maybe we have a mitigation, or maybe we have to talk it out type of thing. And it's like, no, I know what I want. And it's kind of like, if this person is in the room with us, they can sway us. They can sway us. They can make us think that we're being brutish or angry. And it's like the energy here is saying, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I know the choices that I have to make. I know the way that I want to move forward. I have this dream for my life, and this person doesn't get to take it over. So this could be an argument that we're having with somebody at work. It feels much more personal than that. It could be somebody who we've been in a relationship with, or somebody who has a say over someone or something that we really, really love, are really committed to. And this person is going to argue just because they know that it will make your life harder. Just because they know that it will hurt you. And they want to be a part of your life. And so they don't care if they're there, with all the hurt and the pain, or with all the love and the support. They don't care how they're a part of your life. They just want to be there. And that person is a negative person, okay? Just a negative person coming forward. Because when they got to be in a relationship with you, or, and this can be a relationship at work, at home, wherever, you were their everything, right? And then now that things have broken up, they still want to be your everything. So they can be your every moment of hell, but they don't care. They just want to be there with you. So just be aware of that here, Gemini, at this time, where this person is like, it's just going to show up because they want to be a part of it. And they don't even have to be wanting to be a part with you. It could be somebody in your inner circle where them showing up, it hurts you. It's kind of like somebody's ex. Yeah, okay. Somebody's ex showing up. And because they're showing up in what you really love and what you're really committed to, they're hurting you. And they kind of get a glee out of that, even though they don't really know it. Okay? So be aware of that. This could be court. This could be going through the courts. This is something where it all needs to be laid out. And just to know that this person is going to fight for the sake of fighting. This could be courts, this could be work, this could be, things aren't just, things aren't fair. You might need to go to HR to get things resolved, or, go higher up than the person that you're actually talking to right now. But there's a sense of happiness, commitment, joy being had. There's a real sense of, this is my happy family, this is my beauty, this is my contentment, this is my joy and my becoming. And it brings us to a place where it brings us full circle. It lets us know what we emotionally really want and really need. And it brings us then to angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The King of Swords, that's us. The Three of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the Sun, the World, and our dreams coming forward. Yeah, so our world opens to us, but it's not almost, it has to be on our terms. So that's what we're afraid of. We're afraid of being forced to move forward. We're being forced into the world when we're not ready for it. There is this real sense that I am ready to let myself shine, but I have choices that I need to make in order to let myself shine, in order to bring the beauty forward. And it's working through a betrayal that has happened to us, okay? It can be by a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, somebody who's very hot-tempered, somebody who isn't reliable, okay? And it is a person that we thought we should be able to trust. There's also a celebration that we need to be able to have with our core people. And here we're represented as the King of Wands, as the King of Swords. And this is us knowing what we want, being very determined, very focused, very in alignment. And this is going to be something that has changed, because here it's like we have a fear of trusting our own mind, trusting our own instincts. We have a fear of the way that we need to move forward, of what's going on. And now it's like, okay, I can doubt myself up and down the Mississippi, but I need to know, I need to pick something and go with it. I need to trust me. And that's going to be what opens up the world for us. And that's actually going to be what leads us to connecting with energy that plants seeds, with a person who looks at the bigger picture, what they're planting, what they're developing, what they're wanting, what they're needing. And it's like, okay, this is how we need to move forward. This is what's appropriate right now, or this is where we're headed, where we're going. There is a sense of either, this is somebody who's very grounded, who is very logical, okay, who is very determined. And it can be this Taurus energy that's coming up, and it's like, okay, we need to be with this person. But there's also this strong sense here of, I need to embrace my heart. I need to embrace what's important to me, what I need to build. And as I'm embracing this, I let the sun shine within me. I open up the world to me. This isn't going to be on anybody else's terms. I'm taking all the power back. And as we're taking all the power back, we go deeper. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading. It's the Fool. It's new beginnings. And it's being able to take that leap on ourselves. It's being able to trust our inner child. It's being able to trust ourselves again. And it's with the Fool, it's like, okay, I need to take that leap. I need to take that leap of faith on me. And as we're doing this, we're also thinking outside of the box. We're embracing kind of that student mentality, but we're also connecting with the joy and the bliss that we had when we were very small, before the world told us how we should be. And there's a real sense of, I'm finding myself again through going through this journey that I don't want to go through, embracing, these moments that maybe I don't want to embrace, but I'm finding my strength, my voice, my determination. And as I do this, I am looking at the greater picture of me. It moves us now to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And it's to be mindful of the manipulation of the heart, of somebody, really seriously, there is somebody going to know how to push our buttons, how to, make us feel unworthy or as if we're not enough. And Spirit is saying here, no, look at you. Look at you. Do not let this person manipulate you just because they know what you love, because that's where they're going to go for it. That's like what they're going to go for. They're going to try and weaken you by taking what you love and almost holding it as, well, if you really love this, you will give me what I want because I'll give you what you love, type of thing. And it's just, it's cruel. It really is cruel. And then we have intuition. We have here, intuition, inspiration. And this is the sacral chakra. We are inspired. There's a new dawn. There's a new way moving forward for us. And it gets to shine. And it brings us to the Guardian. And it says, take time to become aware of and be prepared for all the contingencies by making your home base secure so you feel safe and protected. And that's it. Here, there is somebody trying to make us feel just in utter chaos, take away our home base, our security, and make us not feel as if we're guarded or cared for. And that's just not right. Here, we are embracing the fact that we are guarded, that we are cared for, that we are more than what we had imagined. And it brings us then to, and that we are also the guardian. We are the protector. And we are protected. It moves us to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Four of Cups. It begins with the Four of Cups. And there's a gift coming in. We're not really ready for it quite yet. We're so busy looking at another way forward, but this is divinity tapping us on the shoulder. And it's like, look over here, embrace this, look at this, understand this. We're going to be so busy looking at things being one way that we can actually miss a really important gift coming into our lives because we're so focused on the way that we need to see it, on the way that we're looking at the situation. Spirit's saying to us, there's more here than meets the eye. Open up your eyes to it. It brings us then to the Fool. And we have now the Fool coming through twice. We need to move forward. We need to embrace, this way of going after what we love and what we want and what's important to us, of really opening up the door. People will say that's foolish. People can even look at what we're fighting for and be like, well, that's foolish. Like, who would fight for that? And I don't know what it is here, Gemini, but it's like you're going against the grain of what other people think, is worth fighting for. But this is your truth. And it is your fight. It is like, this is what brings us to the next level. It's almost like, because of this, I grow up. Because of this, I am more defined. Because of this, I am stronger. And people will say, you're foolish, you're foolish, you're foolish. Let them say what they want. Let them say what they want. It moves us then to the 10 of Wands. This is a heavy burden. This is a heavy burden we're going to carry, but we're also releasing it and creating with it. We're also seeing everything that we've carried, everything that's defined us or tried to destroy us. And now we're stepping into our own. But there's a heavy burden that comes. There's a price that we pay with this. But it's also been that we've been carrying everything. We've been carrying everything and everything and everything. And it's almost like, just stay quiet, just keep carrying, just keep carrying. Don't rock the boat, don't make big splashes, don't draw attention to yourself. And now we're putting it down. We're drawing attention to ourselves and we're saying, enough is enough. I'm not living in this fear. I'm not living in this hiding anymore. I'm just not doing it. And it brings us then to Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is an ending as profound as a divorce. It is profound. It is deep. Somebody is walking away from what they once thought they would love. I don't see it as you, per se. I see it as you fought for this ending, Gemini. And now it's over. It's said and it's done with because you were brave. And it might not go exactly as we've envisioned it. There's going to be twists and turns along the way. But it's also being able to look at what was once everything. And this person here that we're fighting against, like, they were once everything. This person who can come in and make this chaos. We either thought they were a really good friend or we thought we were really connecting with them. And now it's like, okay, I'll walk my way, you walk yours. Because I'm done with this. And that's important. That ending is so important. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of ourselves and of the way that we're moving forward in our lives. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini.